So reality matters. It's not about motivation and joining a session or something and then getting motivated. No, that will last for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour, till the time the session is going on. Once the session is over, then you have to apply all those, and then it will become real. Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing really great today. During our childhood, I believe you guys would be able to relate that we used to ask or request to our parents something or the other, and they used to try to fulfill our wish every possible way. Okay, maybe not everything, but yes, almost everything, right? That's pretty natural for us. Now, slowly and gradually, once we grew up, I think somehow or the other, even though we demanded something, or maybe we requested something to our parents, maybe they did not fulfill all of them because we grew up, right? And that's quite real, and I think that's the irony of life. But whatever you may say, slowly and gradually, those requests, or rather those asks, become demand. And on the other hand, those fulfilling of our dreams, or the way our parents used to provide us all the things that we requested, or maybe we asked for, those become supply. And those are actually inevitable parts of our society, and even for our professional lives, right? So today I really want to talk about these two aspects of our lives and how these two aspects are so important nowadays. Okay, so as you guys know that I do watch a lot of videos, I do follow a lot of people, right? Some motivational speakers, gurus and all those. The reason I do follow them because I get to know about a lot of things, and for that reason those things really help me to grow. On the other hand, if I'm following them, it doesn't mean that I would agree with all of them, agree with all the statements they make, right? So I have the right to criticize even. So I have found out one of the videos which was posted on YouTube, and the person talked about demand in a different way. So say for example, if I go for an interview and if I demand something to the hiring person, then probably that should not be the ideal way to do. Maybe the person who is hiring me, that person would evaluate my profile, and on the basis of my profile, that person would provide me the correct remuneration, probably what I deserve, and of course that will be pretty legitimate. But in real world, it doesn't work like that. So every time you guys might ask me a question that why should I always give examples of these motivational speakers, gurus and all those. The reason I always talk about their examples, because I believe that there's a difference between motivation and reality. So probably I can talk about that later, but somehow or the other right now, if I can talk about what is demand and what is supply. So demand, I think, people who are in finance somehow or the other, they can easily understand about demand, because all the time demand gets created. So that's called demand creation. And then only the supply will come into picture. So somehow or the other we need products or services. For that reason, demand needs to be generated, right? That's pretty normal. But on the other hand, supply will come into picture when demand is created, and of course with the exchange of money, then the supply will come into picture, right? Or supply will be made. And once supply is completed, then the supplier will ask for the money to be paid, because most of the cases we do go for purchasing products, or maybe we do go for requesting services on the basis of credit. So first we get the service, or the service get delivered, and then we pay the amount, right? This is a normal process nowadays. So the typical way, or rather the point which I want to reiterate, that if there is no demand, there will be no supply. So now coming back to the first point which I made, in order to understand the difference between motivation and reality. So motivation is a combination of two things. Number one, psychology, and number two, statements or speech. So the motivational speaker always tries to understand the psychology of the audience. And once he or she finds out the psychology of the audience, and then he or she tries to find out the proper statements or speech which will collaborate with the psychology and which will affect on these guys or the audience in a positive way, so that these guys can come back on track and follow their dreams, so that they can start working towards it. Some or the other they got deviated, and motivation can bring them back on track. Now then, what's reality? Reality is also a combination of two things. Number one, result, and number two, process. So as we all know that result really counts at the end of the day. It doesn't matter whatever you are saying, whatever you are doing, but at the end of the day, if result is not satisfactory or the way we intended, then every effort probably go in vain, right? On the other hand, the second point is process. So it's about the way or the procedure that you are following in order to get the maximum result. So that is a very key factor as well. So there are different processes out in the market. So now you have to decide which one you want to follow in order to get the best result. There's a huge difference between motivation and reality. You can understand that, right? So say for example, if someone is saying that if you go for an interview and your interview is over and your HR or the hiring person is trying to negotiate with you, you should not go for negotiation. But what I'm saying that in reality, that's not true. You should go for a negotiation and you should demand what you think you deserve. Why? Because I believe before going for an interview, you should evaluate yourself. You should evaluate your experience, your skills, your competencies, and on the basis of that, nowadays even different trends, stats are available on Google. So you can easily go and find out people like you who have similar sort of experiences and similar sort of skills, how much they can go for as a remuneration whenever they're going for an interview, right? So you can easily perform a research and you can easily find it out. But yes, the motive is you should demand. You need to. Because that's the process. It has nothing to do with motivation. It has nothing to do with ethics or integrity. No, that's your right. Because once you demand, then the other person will think about supply. And believe me, nowadays, they have a budget. So if you are not demanding or asking for a particular remuneration, they will provide you the lowest they can ever offer. So that's not right, because probably you deserve more, but you end up getting less because you didn't demand. Okay, so that's the difference between motivation and reality. So some of the other motivation will help you to get yourself energized or maybe influenced, or maybe some of the other motivation will help you to be on the right track whenever you are feeling stressed or maybe deceived, or maybe some or the other you're feeling exhausted, right? But reality will help you to succeed, grow, and of course that growth will be professional as well as financial. So my point is, it's time to get real. We should not rely on all those motivational speeches that we always been hearing for the time being, for a longer time rather. But motivation cannot help you to succeed in your professional life or in personal life unless you are applying it in real. So reality matters. It's not about motivation and joining a session or something and then getting motivated. No, that will last for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour, till the time the session is going on. Once the session is over, then you have to apply all those, and then it will become real. And I'm looking forward to see your comments, your feedback, which I always try to. And at the same point of time, if you like my contents, if you like my video, please do like my video and do subscribe to my channel. And I need your support, as I told you before, right? So keep supporting me, keep subscribing to my channel, and take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.